Hey everyone, DJ Sterf here. Hopefully my alarm doesn't go off this time. It went off last time I tried to record this. Anyway, let's go through what we do know and summarize that in less than 30 minutes. Very quickly, actually, we'll go through. But also I want to add a few things. So this serves as a part 2 to the previous video. And I'm sorry for the other one being over 30 minutes long, but if you want to see all the work being done, hey, it's there. So it's like a TV show without the commercials, but well, it went over 30 minutes. So I guess it's like an hour long with extra commercials. Ah, bummer. So YouTube in the future. All right. So Fred Bear does not have the same speech or dialogue color as the speaker at the end of Night 6, or I'll just say the final speaker. So we see FFFF57, which again note the 87 component, as well as the speaker in Night 6 does not, but it's a separate color. But interestingly, this has been seen before. We'll get to that in a second. What else? The perpetrators of the Byte of 87, if this is the Byte of 87, had 87 in their components, color components in some way. So Fred Bear with the blue component in his color, one of the people who carries the crying protagonist, sad boy, has 87 as a red component in his color, as well as the brother, who has 87s all throughout the hex in reverse. Or you could say 87, 87 surrounded by the backwards 87. But either way, you have the 87s, and no one else has components of 87. And also note that there are no components of 83, which is interesting. This also being a red herring possibility, or maybe, since we saw Mangle in the house as well, and this kid is always at the restaurant or the diner or whatever it is, the restaurant could be just called Fred Bear and Friends. And this could be a training tape since the copyright date or the date of publication is up front. If you have employee tapes that train them, sometimes it says, oh, well, Wendy's 1979 or something like that. But you would expect with a TV show, if this were a TV show, which is initially what I took it as because it's on a TV, but and it has different stills or whatever, but they last for a really long time. And it could be explaining, oh, this is our mascot Fred Bear with Foxy at some locations of Fred Bear's Family Diner or Fred Bear and Friends or whatever. Maybe this is the franchise name. But you would expect with a TV show that it would have the copyright date at the end as the credits were scrolling, and then it would have, the MCM date for the 1900s. So what would it be? It would be MCM LXXXIII for 1983, but it would have the copyright date. But yeah, that might be a training tape and not a TV show. So this may be a tape from the initial onset of the restaurant or the chain. What else? Creepy green-eyed girl. Hey, let's go to this one. This is a new thing where I probably should have gotten sleep before I did the video because these two have the same color. We have seen this color before. So creepy green-eyed girl has the same dialogue color as the final speaker in Night 6. So, some possibilities. This could be creepy green-eyed girl speaking at the end saying, I'll put you back together. And maybe she turned into the puppet. Maybe that's another possibility. 1B. A second possibility, since there is a precedent for two speakers having the same shared dialogue color, and these could be two related kids, it's a possibility. I call this kid Laughing Teen and then Springtrap Girl here. But they both have the same dialogue color. It's interesting, but no one else shared except for, yeah, so these are the two shareds. So this could be, if this is the female counterpart to the brother, maybe this is someone related. It could be her brother is a surgeon, but apparently not a very good surgeon because this kid flatlines very soon after that statement is made. I'll put you back together. Another possibility is it could just be another color that Scott forgot about. It was like, oh, well, I'll just use this color because it's brighter than Fred Bear and it's, it's another speaker or something. Or maybe it's an optimistic Fred Bear or whatever, but I doubt that. Another possibility, kind of a 3B, 3C, whatever, if you count the Fred Bear thing actually seriously, which I don't. 3B is maybe this is an autobiographical thing where this is Scott, maybe had a bully of a brother, and later he apologized, but he flatlines afterwards. So, another possibility here because Scott is a professing believer in Jesus, and this could be you're broken. This dialogue could be God puts you back together, where you're broken, but God's the only one who can put you back together. But I don't really see any other Christian themes outside of maybe a slight hint of forgiveness. But I see more of revenge in this series. Like there's always a there's always a theme of revenge going through this, and so I don't really see this as a Christian allegory by any means. But if you know, it is true, God can put you back together physically, spiritually, and all that. And at the end, with a glorified body, so in heaven, if you put your faith in Jesus, that's one thing to look forward to. So we'll have bodies that won't fade away. So 1 Corinthians 15, you can look to that for a passage on this, or Romans talks about to be absent from the bodies, to be present with the Lord. But interesting. I don't think that's it, though. I don't think that's in this series. So I don't really see that as a complete legitimate option. Another new thing, though, as well, and this is how it appears in the game. And I went through, if you look at the Deep 9 thingy, my video on Deep 9, I went through and let me just do it here because I did it previously, but then my alarm went off. Boo. But this has strong alpha components. As you can see, I'm dragging it over and you're seeing a lot of transparency. But it's interesting there too that on the lockbox frame, this is totally not 100% alpha even as it appears in the game. So it's probably like 50. So if I do like a 50%, it's much closer to that, but it's not even that. It's not even that. It's like, it's 33-ish, but that's closer. So yeah, that's really close. So maybe it's a 33% alpha. That's if I do this, it's gonna what's it gonna show? Let's look at the F here, the junction. Yeah, it's really close. That's really close. I get a bunch of 4 starting hex values, 4, 8, 4, 6, 4, E. There's a little bit of range there, but I mean, this is anti-aliased and it has an outline to it as well. But if you see it in the game, it's about this in terms of its RGB value and hex. But if you go here into the actual asset file, this is so hard to click because so much of it is transparent. The juncture of the F here, which gets a solid color, very little of this does. That's why I say it's about this. It has ED, which, interestingly, if you go to color-hex.com, it has the name Gray93. And if you remember the paycheck at the end of Five Nights at Freddy's 1, it's dated in 93. But that is probably just a coincidence. I don't think Scott looked at color-hex.com to put together his storyline. So, anyway, I have this image here. I'll put the link, I'll upload it on Imager and put it here. I'm just pointing down to the description. I'll have an Imager link there. I'll just upload it there. But I think that's pretty much it. But I have a summary here of all the colors. But it's interesting. Creepy green-eyed girl and the last speaker, Night 6, have the same color value, the dialogue color. So it could be her. Maybe her superpower is to use her green laser eyes to put him back together and be like, fused together. But, you know, maybe she's the puppet. Who knows? But she has green eyes, and she has, like, mega gel. Like, mega hold gel that makes her ears look like a bunny. I want to think that there are no rubber bands here. Or scrunchies or whatever. But, either way, it's interesting. And I think that's it. Then the other thing, Tomorrow's Another Day doesn't occur after night 3. You see in night 4, it's just a kid crying and pleading to be let out of that room. It's very sad. A very sad tale. I feel for this kid. And anyway, I think that's about it. So peace, God bless, and I'll check y'all later. The end. But I'll again look at the description below. I'll upload it to Imager. All right, see ya.